Sabaidi Pinon. So today is our last, is it our last? No, we have tonight and then one more night before we go to Laos and try and tune the piano in Southeast Asian humidity. No idea how that works. Today we have BWV 955. It's a fugue nach, so in the spirit of, let's say, Erselius in B major. Yeah, just no idea about how these things work. And I don't think anybody does. There's theories that like this music is in paper form, is moving around Europe. And so someone named Erselius passes it along to somebody, right? Not email, who like literally on the horse brings it up to Bach, and Bach, according to historians, would never travel to Italy. Okay, somehow the paper's moving, you think people could move too. So it's true, they say these days that the average orange in the supermarket travels more than the average person. So maybe I'm wrong, and in this time music traveled much more than people, although it traveled with a person. Okay, who's ready for this? I mean, I just have noticed in this playing that sometimes there's magical moments and it's like everything's working. There's other times it's very difficult, wide intervals, notes sometimes shifting between this hand to this hand, and I'm just not there yet. And so I literally destroy that second. Well, not totally destroy it. Like I try to kind of still hit the notes, but it's so out of rhythm that we just literally have damaged, literally, like casualty. There's a real damage to the emotional thrust of the performance. So I know that, and I feel bad about it, but I feel like we're doing the right thing, and we just need time. So let's do it. Here we go. 1 and then what is this? B flat major, but we're coming like this. This is C, this is this. Okay, it's actually way down here. Okay, so 1 and 2. One thing also is we can slow down a lot, but then sometimes when we slow down, it feels like we're also damaging the thrust if it gets too slow. Do you know what I mean? Let's play the scale for a minute. What am I doing? Oh, B. Let's go from here. We did that, and then the first note's down here. So it's 1 and 2 and 3. That's so hard for me right there. That's actually this. Oh. Then it's... Easier to play with one hand, right? That's such a good thing. That's something. It would be nice to play that correctly, right there. So we're here at the top of the second page of this piece, and it's already getting a little more complex. And it would be nice if we could have not made the 3 or 4 major mistakes we already made. Honestly, I'm just letting you know how I feel about it. But it'd be interesting to know how you all feel about it. But these mistakes, I mean, how do you feel about it? It's like really painful. Let's see. Let's go back to where we were, that really great section there. Let's go back, let's say 2 measures, and then try to flow into it. Now, if I play too much slower, it just sounds drunk. You know what I mean? And if this was like, yes, it's hard for me to do that for some reason. But that was supposed to be, no, see, that's supposed to be the F. It's supposed to be this. That's why I was confused with that. So it's supposed to be. Then this is here. Now back to being drunk. So we'll just move on. But at least we know what we're doing here. this is... Let's try to play it again. Yeah. Okay, one more time. So it's actually... that did it. You know what helps out? These relative intervals, not forgetting where the hands are, so you can see how far to get to the next note. So now don't forget that's on the B, so it can go right up just one note to get to the C. It's jumping staves here. Let me just show you so you see what I'm talking about right here. So you're playing along, and so that left hand got to that B, and it's easy to forget that you're right there when you have to hit that next note, which is just up a whole step from B flat to C. And you think, oh my God, where's that note? Well, guess what? This hand needs to play it, so the left hand has to jump over to this, from the bass clef to the treble clef, and it's just one whole step up. So there's a couple of those. That's one example, but there's, in that same measure, there's two of those. So, and then when you go to the next line down from here to here, there's, again, it's just like, it's actually really close. On the left hand, it's going from A flat just to G, but you have to remember that you were on the A flat here, and that the relative interval is just a half step down. So that's something that I definitely need to work on. Now that jumps up to the E. There we go, see? Now this, see that? And this is E flat. Then see, where is it? It's right there. It was right there. It's just down a major third, but because it's going from the treble clef to the bass clef, again, I kind of missed that. So that's the new great new frontier for Thomas Schwartz. So but it is the E flat up here. It's the B natural there. One more time. So one thing is another, right? And it jumps down. Okay. Hard. And why is that easy for me? Because those intervals are very clear. And there's no jump, it's basically, there's no jumping around from left hand to right hand, from treble clef to bass clef. There's no, difficult intervals like that, like we had to play up there. So. And I can still mess it up, though, I guarantee it. Okay. Now the F, yes. Yes. Is that right? So let's try it again. Let's get this right. Then, oh, I see how I did that. Okay, the rhythm I had wrong. It's actually that F is, okay, I see now. No. Yeah. So that was 955. Where's 956? Interesting. Is that in this book? 956. Getting towards the end of Bach keyboard. So what do we have? We have 956, this fugues and fugettas, so that's not in the commercial books. We have to go back to the printed out stuff. Kleine Prelude and Fugen with sonata in D major. And then sonata movements is 963 to all the way to 970, so 7 of those. Then we have this Italienische Concert French Overture Goldberg Variations, so 972 to 987. It's a lot of that. Then we have some Anna Magdalena Bach, which was Bach's wife's name, and he wrote some music for her. And some duplicate from the Goldberg Variations. Then just a couple things. And there's a Capriccioso. I think that's the one for his brother. Yeah, for Johann, in memoriam, in honor of Johann Christoph Bach. That was his brother, then it didn't come back. And the very last piece is that one for William Friedman Bach that I get confused about. I get confused about everything. So 956 is over. Let's just see what it looks like. It's over in this book over here. So this is book 7 and book, maybe this is what we'll bring to Laos, just book 8, because that'll have the last pieces. It's a little bit heavy though, I don't know. I really limited baggage from Bangkok to Laos, only like 20 kilograms, so can't bring too much stuff, we'll see. So what did we say, 956. That's the end of it. So it's E minor, goes like this. see. Let's just play it, right? Oh. Now, the next part would be... Then we got... Is that right? That C was... Oh, the C was supposed to be sharp at the end there. So... Mm. Okay, so I think if we were honest about that, the reason why there's less, you know, egregious, major catastrophes is because it was, I don't know if you want to say simpler or something about just not having all those complicated intervals with the two hands, note switching from left to right. I mean, the middle note having to be handled here, then handled here, all that kind of stuff. Let's play some more. What do you want on? Okay. So, because the nice thing with this book is everything's just in the order, so you can literally play to the end of Bach. This is book 6. Let me get a whole other book. So excuse me, book 7 from my edition. So it goes up to 967. The next, and book 8 goes from 968 to 994, which is Bach has much more music before and after this whole keyboard stuff, but this is the whole of Bach. Keyboard ends with 994. I don't even know what that means, Bach keyboard, because there's actually pieces that are very much for keyboard that are later. So I don't. Who knows? We'll get into that later. So this is a G major. Let's see what this is about. This is a fugue in G major. It's just a short 3-page fugue. It goes 1. Yeah, almost. Why didn't you play them? He's got to concentrate and understand all the notes. So it goes. Ah. You know, let me just say what I messed up there is that a lot of times when it's a half step, I'll go in the wrong direction. So this one was supposed to go from this E to the D sharp, which is E to the D sharp, and I went like that. It just happens sometimes. So let's play it again. So. I think that's right. Let's play it again. There's such we're going thing where we have to go between the hands again. So is that? Oh, this was a G down there. There's right. Oh, I didn't even see that. You too. They have that. Let's play it again. It's so pretty. I wasn't expecting that. It's okay. One more time. Yes, like both hands go to the same note like that. Wonderful, wonderful piece of music. And now we have another one in A minor. Let's just play through this one. Maybe we shouldn't. Don't push your luck, right? Oh my God, let's at least hear how it sounds, right? So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. F sharp here. Again. At least I went in the right direction with the half step this time. No F sharp. Let's play it again. Because it's, I don't know, didn't appreciate it properly. So, too many like F sharps, right? So now no F sharp. We're in A minor, so there's no sharps or flats until we get to the accidentals. So. Oh, did I? But there was a G sharp there. Let's play that again. That. All right, maybe we're too tired here. sure it's a really beautiful ending. So that's a great example of just a crystalline, beautiful piece that would be so nice if I could just play it. It doesn't have to be fast, just stable. You know what I mean? Just play it stable through the piece. No wrong notes, no gaps in the rhythm. So that's my goal, really, with this whole project. So we're 4 years into a 10-year project, and I think by the 10th year, at best, that's where I'm going to be. I can just slowly, and I think everything we hear about the strategy is the truth, reading ahead, looking ahead, sort of scanning the bar, the one stave that you're on, so you kind of know what's coming. I'm just starting to do that, just starting to not look at the whole stave, but to look ahead a few notes, like a beat ahead. And not always, but at best, I'll look ahead like a beat and kind of get an idea of the harmony, like the tonal, situation, so that, which is a generalization of the notes, but it helps me kind of understand that, okay, for example, F sharp, right? I see we're in E minor, but this next beat is like D major. So yeah, it has the F sharp and I don't have to worry about it. Just remember, wherever there's an F, it's going to be sharp because this verse is a D major situation. In here with this E minor, of course, he was doing a lot of B, this B major. And just by looking ahead, so let's do it again. Oh, so and again, I didn't look ahead, but if I had, I would have seen that there's 16th notes right away. So don't pause when you get that E minor, that like that. So let's play again now without knowing that there's 16th notes coming. So that's it right away. Okay, what is that next beat? And that's wrong. See, it's funny how he wrote it there, but that's wrong. It's actually, it's that's right. So now if we know that's coming, and we back to where we were, that B major. And now that's still drunk. So now can you get it just so it's just not quite that drunken feeling? What happened there was I forgot, is it the D sharp or is it D natural. It was D sharp. So that's, just remember, we're going E minor, B, we're going E minor, B major, E minor, B major. So that, of course, when we get to the B part of it, it's D sharp. So that it. You know, we're getting there. Thank you for your patience, and one step at a time. Please make a video of yourself doing a sight reading. And please share your own experiences with what helps you to read it more effectively, and then play it, of course. Good night, sweet dreams to everybody.